Boom! Hello, welcome to the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame. On Wednesday Words, I'm Thundercloud. Mum calls me James, washing away the garbage delivered. Rainbows after rains. Let's have some fun and linguistic games. Well, Wednesday Words here on the 23rd of August 2023. Yeah, that's two 23s. Yeah, what have we got for you tonight? I've got Gwen Harwood for you tonight. And Skye is here. Saul, we'll be expecting Saul. Ashley's still crooking away, and Gabriel's away and crooking. Gladys is away. We had a wonderful week last week at the Australian Poetry Slam heat here. We've got two Gyra poets into the final. Well, Ella Sorensen from down Coffs Way and Gabriel Dunleavy off to the New South Wales final of the Australian Poetry Slam in October in Sydney. All right, let's begin with acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we broadcast, the Kamilaroi band by people, to acknowledge the continuing connection to the land of the elders past, present and emerging, and acknowledge sovereignty's never been ceded. Okay, Gwendolyn Nessie Harwood was Gwen Harwood's full name. She was born in 1920 and passed out of this world in 1995. She was a poet and a librettist and was born on the 8th of June in Taringa, Queensland. She, at the age of 21, she went into a nunnery and became a nun, but realised that wasn't for her, and then she left, and then at the age of 25 she married Bill Harwood at All Saints Church on the 4th of September in 1945, and then they moved to Hobart for Bill to take up a lectureship in the English department at the University of Tasmania. So, and she wrote heaps and heaps of poems. Over 360 poems of hers were published, and she's been, very, very highly spoken of, particularly what was it? The Park is one of her best, but I'm not going to be reading that tonight because I don't have it here with me. What I am going to be reading out of is Gwen Harwood's selected poems here. And the very first one is The Glass Jar, which I really like. The Glass Jar. A child, one summer's evening, soaked a glass jar in the reeling sun, hoping to keep, when day was done, all the sun's disciples cloaked, in dream and darkness from his passion fled, this host, the pulse of light beside his bed. Wrapped in a scarf, his monstrance stood, ready to bless, to exorcise monsters that whispering would rise nightly from the intricate wood, that ringed his bed to light with total power the holy commonplace of field and flower. He slept, his sidelong violence summoned fiends whose mosaic vision saw, his heart entire, pincher, claw, trident and vampire fang envenomed. With his most secret hate he reached and came near, to pierce him in the thicket of his fear. He woke, recalling his jar of light, and trembling reached one hand to grope the mantling scarf away, then hope fell headlong from its eagle height. Through the dark house he ran, sobbing his loss, to the last clearing that he dared not cross. The bedroom where his comforter lay in his rival's fast embrace, and faithless would not turn her face from the gross violence done to her. love's proud executants played from a score, no child could read or realise. Once more to bed, and to worse dreams he went. A ring of skeletons compelled his steps with theirs. His father held fiddle and bow and scraped a scent. In the malignant ballet the child dreamed this dance perpetual, and waking screamed fresh morning to his windowsill as ravening birds began their song, then resurrected sun whose long triumph through flower-brushed fields would fill. Night's gulfs and hungers came to wink and laugh in a glass jar besides a crumpled scarf. Yeah. This one's called A Little Night Music. Listen, I will remind you of what you have never known. That's what our dreams are for. I will be your dream, a ravishing latecomer under your handsome skin. Late this night, I'll find you where nothing has a name, where any page you turn will long have lost its meaning. Remember me while music melts you to understanding. Sleep while new planets burn, and I will be your dream. Frost ghosts, autumnal pastures. Though my step is light, my geese sound their alarm. The plover scream at me, an intruder, in sleepless fields, and over your absence, measureless silence extends the stars. Yeah. Sounds like soul. I'll be wondering. The next one is sea anemones. Grey mountains, sea and sky. Even the mystery sea wind is grey. I walk on lichened rock in a kind of late assessment. Call it peace. Then the anemones, scarlet, gouts of blood. There is a word I need, and earth was speaking. I cannot hear. These sea flowers are too bright. Kneeling on rock, I touch them through cold water. My fingers meet some hungering gentleness. A newborn child's lips moved so at my breast. I woke once with my palm across your mouth. The word is ever. Why add salt to salt? Blood drop by drop among the rocks they shine. Anemos, wind, the spirit where it will. Not flowers, no, animals that must eat or die. Sea anemones.
Yes.
Yeah. They're very beautiful. Here's another one. Death has no features of his own. Death has no features of his own. He'll take a young eye bathed in brightness, and the raging cheekbones of a raddled queen. Miseries cured by his appalling taste. His house is without issue. He appears garlanded with lovebirds, hearts and flowers, anything, everything. He'll wear my face and yours, not as we were, thank God, as we shall be when we let go of the world, late, ripe, fruit, falling. What we are is beyond him utterly. That has no features of Gwen Harwood this is, I'm reading out here tonight. Yeah. Alright.
Is she Australian?
Yeah, she was Tasmanian. So 1920 to 1995. She was born in Taringa in Brisbane and moved to Tasmania when she was 25, and her husband got a lecturership there. Okay, now here's one in memory of James Macaulay that she wrote, who was also a great poet, but very much a lyricist and very quite in his writing was really sort of passionate about having rhyme and metre and that kind of stuff, that traditional verse. But he was one of the people that did the Ern Malley affair, the poetry where they made up, just got a whole lot of words out of newspapers, mixed them up and then sent them off to Max Harris of Angry Penguins. And it got published, but some of them were really sexually explicit or something, and Max Harris got put in jail for it. And then they got found out that these James Macaulay and the other fella had just basically made these up to take a piss out of all the free verses at the time, because they really didn't like free verse. Yeah.
Look,
So
you can just get it anywhere.
yeah, in memory of James Macaulay. Vines, roses, espaliered almonds, my comely Edwardian garden, disposed in the valley's fossil bed. We were sitting with mugs of tea and a shuffled quadrant folder among papery everlastings. Pippins and plums were ripe. That season the grapes would sweeten. I had chipped from shrouding rocks a Devonian brachiopod, which you turned and turned in one hand, musing, when was this newly made? No, when this was newly made, the earth was already old, but then for the first time clothed in green. You spoke of great ferns uncoiling, their fiddle scrolls fronds in voiceless air. They gave us our atmosphere. The fossil lay warm in your palm. A Paleozoic poem. You were smiling. Well made with form and rhyme. Yeah, so that's to James Macaulay. All right, well, I'll do one and then I'll...
Nice being ageless.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, last week we had, well, we were really fortunate, and on Tuesday night we were visited by Andrew Cox and Luke Patterson of the Word Travels Australian Poetry Slam, and on the Tuesday night we did a workshop with them here, a workshop, and the Wednesday night we had the slam, and congratulations again to Alice Sorensen and Gabriel Donlevy to get into the final. And well done to everyone else here. Thank you very much for competing, and Gladys too. But here we did a workshop, and yeah, with some writing exercises. So here, this is one that I got out of this. Where am I going to go? I'll do this one here because I do like this. I'd like to go swimming and flying with ducks, but somehow I don't think they'd be interested in spending any time with me. I don't quack well, I don't have wings or webbed feet. That makes flying difficult, actually impossible. I dreamt of flying once, out over the ocean, free, except that I could only fly if I held a red plastic Coke bottle lid to my belly. It's a true story.
Yeah.
Eventually I worked out how to fly just using my mind power and willpower. I've got a Coke bottle out there with a message inside it. The gods must be crazy. You know, like that Botswanan movie from the 80s of the same name. I wonder if holding on to it is stopping me from flying. The film's about a Kalahari bushman on a journey to throw a Coke bottle off the edge of the earth because it brought so much misfortune. Wally came in today, said his potassium levels are low. Probably because he drinks so much Coke with caffeine. Funny how he waddles, Waddly, Warren, Waddly, aka Wally. Wally has duck's disease. You know, short legs, bum too close to the ground. I wonder if ducks with long legs have human disease. I don't think Wally will ever fly, but wingsuit flying sure looks fun. Maybe if I drink Red Bull, I'll grow wings. Yeah, that's that, and that's the end of it, yeah. And that's how I tied it back to, flying with ducks. I like to go swimming and flying with ducks and growing wings, yeah. All right, so yeah, that was my last post. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that bit of writing. And yeah, it's funny how just Wally just sort of come into it there and that, yeah. And
Wally.
yeah. So yeah, anyone who drinks too much caffeine, let that be a warning to you. It will make your potassium levels low. Skye,
Yes.
come on up. Would you like a tea sauce?
Seems like a tea. I was sitting in the lounge, but yeah.
Alright. Just do a couple of little things that I did. I suppose I should do the ones that I've done in the had a bit of a mental block on that night. Right. The sweetest taste of a kiss I miss when you're gone, distracts my work. I long for the softness of touch, your arms around my hips. They are strong with the comfort, they slip to the dip. Long drawn out kiss, it's your cheekiness I miss when I'm gone from your grip. That was just the flow thing that we had to do. And then the questioning one, which I found quite hard to sort of do every line as a question, but
So with these exercises you did last
this
week.
is the exercises, yeah.
Nice.
And so where are the people I connect with? the ones that see the pain in the ones that have no voice. Are there any here in this town I have not found? A glimpse maybe. Do you see the pain caused by human to the other humans to the others? The ones they call a meal. Do you feel compassion of the many, of the life you have but to steal, for this taste of humans' greed? Are you for real?
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think it was just a collaboration, the free writing collaboration of those, but yeah, I had a mental block, and so I started with cannot think, brain